Which of the following parameters remains constant during chemical dehumidification? A. Dry bulb temperature. B. Partial pressure of vapor. C. Wet bulb temperature. D. None of these. The correct answer is dry bulb temperature. Drying of a solid involves transfer. A. Only heat. B. Only mass. C. Both heat and mass. D. None of these. The correct answer is both heat and mass. Mechanism of moisture removal in case of freeze-drying of food stuff is by A. Evaporation. B. Sublimation. C. Dehydration. D. Adsorption. The correct answer is sublimation. The dew point of an unsaturated gas-vapor mixture does not depend upon the of the mixture. A. Composition. B. Temperature. C. Total pressure. D. All A, B, and C. The correct answer is temperature, which is not concerned directly with mass transfer. A. Schmidt number. B. Sherwood number. C. Lewis relationship. D. Froude number. The correct answer is Froude number. Removal of exemplifies an adsorption unit operation. A. Uranium from its ore. B. Water from petrol. C. Ammonia from coke oven gas. D. Mustard oil from mustard seed. The correct answer is water from petrol. Can the efficiency of a plate in the distillation tower be greater than 100? A. Yes. B. Normally not, but is possible if infinite number of plates are put. C. Never. D. Yes, if the reflux ratio is maximum. The correct answer is never. With increase in the mass velocity of the gas, the rate of drying during the constant rate period if the conduction and radiation through the solid are negligible. A. Increases. B. Decreases. C. Remains same. D. Increases linearly. The correct answer is increases. For gas absorption, low viscosity solvents are preferred because of their A. Better flow characteristics. B. Low pumping pressure drop. C. Rapid absorption rates. D. All A, B, and C. The correct answer is all A, B, and C. To remove all the moisture from a wet solid, it requires exposure to air. A. Perfectly dry. B. Highly humid. C. High temperature. D. None of these. The correct answer is perfectly dry. The operating cost of a distillation column at minimum reflux ratio is A. Minimum. B. Maximum. C. Infinite. D. Zero. The correct answer is minimum. The reflux to a distillation column is 100 moles HR when the overhead product rate is 50 moles HR. The reflux ratio is A. 2. B. 0.5. C. 50. D. 150. The correct answer is 2. Molecular diffusivity of a liquid. A. Increases with temperature. B. Decreases with temperature. C. May increase or decrease with temperature. D. Is independent of temperature. The correct answer is increases with temperature. The wet and dry bulb temperature for a vapour-gas mixture are 25 C and 30 C respectively. If the mixture is heated to 45 C at constant pressure, the wet bulb temperature will be C. A. 25. B. 25. C. 25. D. 25. The correct answer is 25. Henry's law states that the A. Partial pressure of a component over a solution is proportional to its mole fraction in the liquid. B. Partial pressure of a component over a solution is proportional to the mole fraction in the vapor. C. Vapor pressure is equal to the product of the mole fraction and total pressure. D. Partial pressure is equal to the product of the mole fraction and total pressure. The correct answer is partial pressure of a component over a solution is proportional to its mole fraction in the liquid. Ammonia present in the coke oven gas is removed by washing with A. Caustic solution, B. Dilute ammoniacal liquor, C. Dilute HCl, D. Ethanolamine. The correct answer is dilute ammoniacal liquor. With increase in temperature, the leaching rate increases due to A. Decreased liquid viscosity, B. Increased diffusivity, C. Both A and B, D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A and B. Which of the following processes is not an example of adsorption applied to gaseous separations? A. Recovery of valuable solvent vapors from dilute mixture with air and other gases. B. Dehumidification of air and gas. C. Removal of objectionable odor and impurities from industrial gases. D. Decoloration of yellow glycerine. The correct answer is decoloration of yellow glycerine. The critical moisture content in case of drying indicates the rate period. A. Beginning of falling, B. Beginning of constant, C. End of falling, D. None of these. The correct answer is beginning of falling. Pick out the wrong statement. A. A horizontal line on the humidity chart indicates the temperature changes at constant molar humidity. B. When water is cooled from 80 to 70 C by exposure to the air with a wet bulb temperature of 60 C, then both the approach the range would be 10 C. C. For unsaturated air-water vapor mixture at atmospheric conditions, the wet bulb temperature adiabatic cooling lines are the same. D. Relative saturation of unsaturated mixture of water vapor air cannot be increased by either reducing the mixture temperature or by increasing the total pressure. The correct answer is relative saturation of unsaturated mixture of water vapor air cannot be increased by either reducing the mixture temperature or by increasing the total pressure. According to Poiseuilles' law, the permeability for gas flow through a capillary is proportional to where gas viscosity. A. B1. C. D2. The correct answer is 1. For a binary mixture distillation process, the degree of freedom is 2. However, if the pressure is fixed in this process, the number of independent variables in this process will be A1. B0, C2, D3. The correct answer is 1. H2S is being absorbed in a gas absorber unit. The height of the transfer unit based on the overall mass transfer coefficient on the gas side is 0.4 m. The equilibrium data is given by Y1.5x. The bulk concentration of H2S has to be reduced from 0.05 to 0.001 mole fraction in the gas side. The height of the tower in meters corresponding to an operating line given by Y5x 0.001 is A 2.0, B 1.56, C 1.0, D 0.56. The correct answer is 2.0. Packed column distillation is limited to the column meters. A height 6, B diameter 0.6, C both A B, D neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A B. For the flow of gases through a capillary with increase in temperature, the permeability as per Knudsen's law. A increases, B decreases, C remains same, D either A or B depends on the gas. The correct answer is increases. Which of the following is directly concerned with psychrometry? A. Lewis relationship, B. Galileo number, C. Weber number, D. Dean number. The correct answer is Lewis relationship. Plate efficiency in a distillation column is reduced due to the of liquid. A. Entrainment, B. Foaming, C. Weeping dumping, D. All ABC. The correct answer is all ABC. The most efficient cooling tower out of the following is A. Induced draft, B. Forced draft, C. Natural draft, D. Atmospheric. The correct answer is induced draft. Sodium bicarbonate is produced during soda ash manufacture using a tower. A. Plate, B. Baffle, C. Packed, D. None of these. The correct answer is baffle. Powdery materials can be guarded against caking tendency on storage by A. Providing irregular grain size, B. Providing minimum percentage of voids, C. Having maximum possible points of contact, D. None of these. The correct answer is none of these. In case of cooling towers, the ratio of the rates of heat and mass transfer is indicated by the number A. Lewis, B. Grasshopper, C. Sherwood, D. None of these. The correct answer is Lewis. Which one of the following devices is not used for both the absorption as well as the liquid-liquid extraction processes? A. Packed towers, B. Plate towers, C. Spray towers, D. Wetted wall columns. The correct answer is wetted wall columns. The temperature of water cooled in cooling tower is always temperature of entering air. A. More than the wet bulb, B. Less than the wet bulb, C. Equal to the wet bulb, D. Equal to the dry bulb. The correct answer is more than the wet bulb. Which of the following processes is followed by unsaturated air with dry bulb temperature 12 C and relative humidity 47 passing through water spray washer temperature of water being constant at 40 C? A. Humidification only, B. Heating only, C. Both heating and humidification, D. Evaporative cooling. The correct answer is both heating and humidification. Mass transfer coefficient is directly proportional to DAB according to the theory. A. Film, B. Penetration, C. Surface renewal, D. None of these. The correct answer is film. The relative volatility of a binary mixture at constant temperature, the total pressure, A. decreases with increase in, B. increases with increase in, C. is independent of, D. None of these. The correct answer is decreases with increase in. Tower diameter may be decreased by A. using higher reflux ratio, B. use of increased tray spacing, C. increasing the liquid flow rate, D. increasing the vapor flow rate. The correct answer is use of increased tray spacing. Raleigh's equation applies to distillation. A. continuous, B. steam, C. differential, D. flash. The correct answer is differential. Steady-state equimolar counter diffusion is encountered in A. separation of a binary mixture by distillation, B. absorption of NH3 from air by water, C. all liquid-liquid diffusion systems, D. all liquid-solid diffusion systems. The correct answer is separation of a binary mixture by distillation. Which of the following is considered equivalent to one theoretical stage in McCabe Thieles method? A. partial condenser, B. total condenser, C. reboiler, D. both B and C. The correct answer is both B and C. Polar organic compounds are normally used as separating agents for the azeotropic and extractive distillation. Which of the following is the most important factor to be considered for the choice of the separating agent for extractive distillation? A. cost, B. availability, C. toxicity, D. selectivity. The correct answer is selectivity. As the reflux ratio increases, the slope of the operating line for rectifying section A. Increases. B. Decreases. C. Remains constant. D. Data insufficient, cannot be predicted. The correct answer is increases. Koch's chart, which is useful in the design of distillation column particularly for petroleum hydrocarbons, is a plot of where P vapor pressure, T temperature. A. Log P versus T. B. Log P versus log T. C. T versus P. D. P versus log T. The correct answer is log P versus T. The unit of volumetric diffusivity is A. cm2 sec. B. cm sec. C. cm3 sec. D. cm2 sec 2. The correct answer is cm2 sec. For a ternary mixture in which equilateral triangular coordinate is used in leaching and extraction of the equilateral triangular coordinates, A. Binary mixture is represented by the apex. B. Binary mixture is represented by any point inside. C. Ternary mixture is represented by the sides. D. Pure component is represented by the apex. The correct answer is pure component is represented by the apex. Steady state temperature reached by a small amount of liquid evaporating into a large amount of unsaturated vapor-gas mixture is called the temperature. A. Dry bulb. B. Wet bulb. C. Dew point. D. Adiabatic saturation. The correct answer is wet bulb. The Reynolds number of the liquid was increased 100-fold for a laminar falling film used for gas-liquid contacting. Assuming penetrating theory is applicable, the fold increase in the mass transfer coefficient Kc for the same sytem is A. 100, B. 10, C. 5, D. 1. The correct answer is 10. The slope of 9 line is determined by the A. Reflux ratio. B. Plate efficiency to be achieved. C. Thermal condition of the feed. D. Relative volatility. The correct answer is thermal condition of the feed. In steam distillation, the A. temperature is 100 C. B. temperature is more than 100 C. C. product must be immiscible with water. D. temperature is higher than the boiling point of either component. The correct answer is product must be immiscible with water. Which of the following can be calculated theoretically using steam table and Dalton's law of partial pressure if the relative humidity and dry bulb temperature of moist air is known? A. Dew point. B. Humidity ratio. C. Wet bulb temperature. D. None of these. The correct answer is wet bulb temperature.